Live from the Christchurch Town Hall, Television New Zealand, in association with Sleepyhead, presents The Search for Miss Universe New Zealand 1987.
Life's not as bad as it may seem if you open your eyes to what's in front of you. Where your dream girls, boys, will be happy. Yeah. Where your dream girls, boys, will always care. Where your dream girls will never leave you. And all you've got to do is dream, baby. We'll be there. Dream. We're gonna help you through the night. Dream. We're gonna make you feel alright. Dreamers keep you dreaming your whole life through. Your dream you can make your dream come true. Where your dream girls, boys, will make you happy. Yeah. Where your dream girls, boys, will always care. Where your dream girls will never leave you. And all you've got to do is dream, baby. We'll be there. Dream. We're gonna help you to survive. Dream. We're gonna keep your fantasies alive. Dreamers always love you and they'll be true. Your dream can only belong to you. I'm not the dream that you had before. I'm the dream that will give you more and more. Where your dream girls, boys, will make you happy. Yeah. Where your dream girls, boys, will always care. Where your dream girls will never leave you. And all you've got to do is dream. All you've got to do is dream. All you've got to do is dream. Baby, we'll be there. Where your dream girls. Dream girls. All you've got to do is dream. All you've got to do is dream. Baby, we'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there.
Please welcome your hosts for the evening, Bob Parker and Lorraine Mexted.
Thank you. Good evening, and a special welcome to our 14 Miss Universe New Zealand contestants.
And top entertainer Julie Mariu.
And the reigning Miss Universe New Zealand, Chris Atkinson. Lorraine, you know, I've got to say that every time I see you, I realise just how brilliant those judges were in St. Louis in 1983 when they selected you to become Miss Universe. Doesn't she look fantastic? You look great.
Thank you, Bob.
Now,
And I must say, I'm thrilled to be here with you tonight, Bob, to share the excitement that our other 14 contestants will be feeling
Right.
tonight.
of course, you said 14. Originally, I believe there were going to be 15 contestants in the show. What happened?
That's right, Bob. Unfortunately, one of our contestants, Judith Kirk, was unable to come tonight because she has glandular fever. Judith, we're really sorry that you
Right.
couldn't make it to the show tonight, but maybe next year she'll be with us.
Yes, indeed. We'll look forward to that. But for the 14 contestants who are here tonight, there are some absolutely superb prizes. Let's look at that prize list right now.
All Miss Universe New Zealand contestants will take home a gift pack of Max Factor Colour Cosmetics, skincare products and the Jardin perfume. A watch from the Laurus Colour range by Seiko, a gift voucher for Exposé's export range of designer swimwear from their exciting 87-88 collection. Zazot, the provocative new Art Deco perfume from Purdue, and the Jute tote bag by Flight. The winner of the Miss Personality title will ride in style the powerful fully automatic scooter by Suzuki Stardust. The third place getter will win the dynamic Aiwa Series 2000 MIDI system with double cassette deck and automatic turntable. Second place getter, the highly acclaimed Atari ST Series personal computer with color monitor, 360K disk drive and software, a super powerful 16-bit computer with exciting new features. And Miss Universe New Zealand 1987 will fly to Singapore to the Miss Universe pageant on the airline that still believes in the romance of travel, Singapore Airlines. What a great way to fly. She'll also be given a camera communications television presentation course instructor, Heather Eggleton. Max Factor cosmetics of her choice to the value of $1,500, including skincare products, perfumery and color cosmetics. A ladies' La Salle dress watch with sapphire glass by Seiko. Shoes from Marla to the value of $700. The Jute range of luggage by Flight, including garment bag and overnight bag. And go to bed with Sleepyhead's Golden Sleep for a truly comfortable night's sleep. And from the Alta Moda Corporation, an exclusive collection of fashion wear by top international designer Warden Neal, including evening wear, high fashion leather and day wear to the value of $4,800. And this little four-seater beauty, style and economy that you'll find hard to beat. On the highway, its sparkling performance and economy will amaze you. Around town, its large windows ensure you'll see everything and make maneuvering in tight places a breeze. For good looks and trouble-free motoring, the Suzuki Alto is the ultimate. The perfect combination. Our New Zealand beauties plus the Japanese beauty, Suzuki Alto.
Well, now we know what's at stake tonight. The rest is up to the contestants and, of course, the judges, and that's not going to be an easy job. Lorraine, you've not only been judged to be a Miss Universe, but you've been a Miss Universe judge. Did you like that role change?
Well, it was quite a different change, but it was one that was lots of fun because it was nice to be on the other side.
Right, we have some very stylish judges here tonight, some very stylish New Zealanders who will do a great job for us. And let's meet them right now, starting with the convener of the judging panel, Paula Ryan, editor of New Zealand Fashion Quarterly magazine.
Warden Neal, having spent 21 years in Hollywood dressing the stars.
And Sarah Rathbun, an international model based here in New Zealand.
Ewan Sargentson from Christchurch, top New Zealand and international fashion photographer.
And Barbara Riley, Mrs. World.
And now I think it's time that you had the chance to get to know our contestants a little more.
And we've got a great way to do that. We're going to take you to a beautiful romantic corner of New Zealand that almost became a beautiful romantic corner of France. That flagpole marks the site where in 1840 Captain Stanley claimed Akaroa for Britain, just 5 days before the first boatload of French settlers arrived at what they thought was going to be a new French colony. The French stayed on anyway, but if they'd had the advantage in those days of flying with Garden City helicopters, perhaps they could have beaten the British, and South Islanders would today be speaking French. The helicopter's a nice way to see Banks Peninsula, maybe stop for lunch in Akaroa. For the contestants, it was a dramatic entry into what, for my money, is one of the most beautiful spots in the world. I think the 20-year-old Auckland receptionist and part-time dancer Rhonda McHardy would agree with me. In a touch of historical irony, many of the descendants of Akaroa's settlers would later return to France to give their lives in the Great War. This memorial records their sacrifice, along with many others from the peninsula, as well as providing a shady respite from the sun for Christchurch model Rebecca Mackay. Rebecca is 18 years of age. Another 18-year-old is Suzette Murdoch. Suzette is a student, and although she was born in Hamilton, these days she lives in the capital city. The bees in Akaroa must be the happiest in New Zealand. They have so many beautiful gardens to choose from. This one is the setting for Lisa Connor. She's 22 and works for a rental car firm in Nelson. Gardeners really do enjoy the climate in the sheltered valleys of Banks Peninsula. The area was named after the famous botanist Sir Joseph Banks. Well, this beautiful setting is in Akaroa's Graham Valley. It's the site of the Herb Farm, a small cottage and herb garden set up and run by Gillian Paulson. Gillian's greeting our next contestant, 17-year-old Melissa Martin. Melissa is a secretary and part-time model. She comes from Auckland. Another contestant pottering about in the herb garden is Elizabeth Dawn. She's 20 years old and a freelance actress and model in Wellington. Like all of the contestants, Elizabeth is modelling daywear designed by Warden Neal, a top New Zealand-born American designer who recently took up residence in Auckland. Now we're moving downstream in Graham Valley towards the historic Mill Cottage. On the way, I'd like you to meet Suzanne Aiken, who's 19. Suzanne is from Auckland, where she studies physiotherapy. Now, this is the original Mill Cottage, built in 1852 by one Charles Haylock, and these days kept in original condition by Diane and Michael Pedersen. Visiting the cottage is Natalie Nikora, who is 22. Natalie is a data punch operator from Palmerston North. A fellow verandahite comes from the city that is closest to Akaroa. Christchurch, just an hour away by car, is Rebecca Stewart City. She's 17 and a model. Now it's back to the helicopter for a superb view of one of Akaroa's many historic buildings. Although this one is a little grander than most. It was built in 1851 for the town's first vicar, the Reverend William Aylmer. A beautiful house and a nice setting in which to meet Simone Collins from Auckland. She's 19 and a full-time model. Sitting alongside under Reverend Aylmer's generous porch is 22-year-old Wellingtonian Catherine Sullivan. Catherine works for Air New Zealand as a flight attendant. Well, now we go inside this elegant house to meet Ursula Ryan. She's brewing up a pot of tea in the kitchen. Ursula is 17 and studying advertising and marketing in Auckland. This house is owned by Peter Marshall and his French wife, Martine. So it seems the influence of La Belle France continues in Akaroa. That French influence was probably never stronger than when Bishop Pompallier arrived in 1840 to open a mission station, as this plaque records. He baptized the first child born in the French community and celebrated the South Island's first Mass. On this historic site, we meet 19-year-old Leanne Tahiri. Leanne lives in Christchurch and is a computer operator. And finally, we welcome along Lisa Brinton. Lisa is 21 and a model in her hometown of Auckland. Those are the contestants of Miss Universe New Zealand 1987, on location in the beautiful setting of Akaroa Township and Harbour.
After this break, Bob and Lorraine will be back talking to our contestants.
Welcome back to the show. You know, all of our judges have had a chance to meet and chat with the contestants several times. But if you're going to pick a winner tonight, that's the kind of help that you'll need as well. So right now, come with me as we meet our contestants for a brief interview with each of them. I'd like you to meet Rhonda, first of all. Rhonda, nice to see you. You know, we mentioned at the beginning of the programme that you were a receptionist and part-time dancer. Really, it should be around the other way. It should be that you're a full-time dancer and a part-time receptionist.
Well, you're quite right, Bob. And the best way that I can explain that is to say that dancing isn't something I do, it's what I am. And just because I'm not involved in a show doesn't mean I'm not a dancer.
Right, but for those times you're not involved, you've got to have other work to get you over the lean times, as it were. What's the future for you?
I'd really like to travel overseas in the near future and make a full-time career out of my dancing. And I'd also like to branch into the field of choreography.
Rhonda, the best of luck.
Rebecca, you're a model and you're also working as a model agency